I want to get back to My Take, the editorial at the top of the hour. Look who's with us. He was listening to me say that the Republicans are totally divided and it's their fault that we've got this lousy budget. Karl Rove is with us.
A little bit over the top, a little bit over the top.
No, it wasn't. It was spot on target. The Republicans are divided.
I agree.
And because of that, we've got to put up with no wall funding in the budget.
Well, remember, though, budget bills require 60 votes in the Senate. And I think it was wise for him not to make a big fight on the wall right now. Because, first of all, they don't have a design. He himself has said, I don't like the designs and I don't like the price tag. And this is for the next 5 months. Are they going to be able to build any wall in the next 5 months? Better to get the $1.5 billion extra for repairing the existing parts of the wall and for the technology that they need, that they know they need to deploy. But look, let's step back for just a second.
That's not a very good deal,
No,
Karl.
wait a minute. Let's step back for just a moment. First of all, they've achieved some important things. Under President Obama, for every dollar you wanted to increase defense spending, you had to increase discretionary spending. The increase for Homeland Security in this budget is 9 times the increase in spending for Health and Human Services. The increase in the defense spending is 7 times as a percentage of what it is for Health and Human Services. It's $15 billion additional for defense. It is $12.2 billion additional for Homeland Security. We killed the Obama rule. We're no longer saying if you want to secure America's borders or keep us safe, you got to spend an equal amount of money on discretionary spending, on welfare and so forth. Didn't happen.
So the budget is not as bad as I'm making it out to be.
In fact, it may be even better than even the top line numbers are. I was reading the budget. If you can believe this, I read the budget bill. As I read it, they go into the defense budget and take money that is that's unspent in past years, going back several years, and sweep it into the current budget for priorities of the Obama administration, of the Trump administration. So they're going to increase readiness, they're going to build more warships, build more airplanes, give the first increase in military pay in 6 years, and totally reverse the personnel cuts that Obama had built into the budget by going back and not only adding $15 billion, but grabbing a hold of $18 billion of unspent money in previous years and saying, rather than putting it into the domestic budget, we're going to keep it in defense and spend it on these new priorities.
The Democrats are laughing. The Democrats are cheering. The Democrats consider this to be a victory.
Let them laugh. Look, think about this. They got a 0.58% increase in spending on labor, health, and human services. The budget for the State Department and Foreign Operations down, agriculture down, financial services and general government down 8.51%, and we're in the middle of the fiscal year.
But what are you saying to Republican voters?
Republican voters, we're starting to, Trump has something that no Republican president in our lifetime has had, and that is he comes into office and is able to affect the budget of the year in which he is. We didn't get that in 2001 when we came in. Bill Clinton gave us that last budget. It was there through the end of September, and it had a 20% increase in discretionary spending. The Republicans blocked him from passing a full-year budget. Trump comes in, and what does Trump do? He says more defense, more Homeland Security, less on things that I'm not in favor of.
You got me beat up to a point because you've read the budget, and I most certainly have not.
Oh, well,
but we agree on the basic premise that the Republican Party is
not united,
divided, and that is a real problem.
And that's why we got into this problem with the health care bill.
Huge problem.
In fact, look, this was amazing to me. In the so-called compromise, remember they said we want to get rid of guarantees for pre-existing conditions. We want to guarantee that there are no premium increases for the next 2 years. Blah 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 blah. Every single one of those things that they told us was the reason that they defeated the first one is now gone.
You're an inside guy. I mean, you know what's going on. Are we going to get a vote this week on this bill?
I think I'm very nervous about it because
you don't think we will?
I think, look, there's a good chance we don't, and it's because you've got the moderates there who are in districts won by Hillary Clinton, who are saying, okay, we might have been willing to vote for it a couple of weeks ago, but you turned up the heat. And now we're nervous about it. And the question is,
take my point. If you don't get a vote this week and a successful vote this week, I don't know when you're going to get it, and that's a huge defeat.
They are going to go. It will be a defeat. They're going to go home. They're going to come back in a week.
Is Paul Ryan finished as Speaker of the House?
Absolutely not.
He's not? This will be the 3rd try, and he still can't do it?
Yeah, no.
And he's still in that position?
Absolutely.
Answer me this one. Why is the President now talking about a gas tax? Where did that come from?
Darned if I know.
Why is the president now talking about breaking up the big banks? Where does that come from?
I have no idea. Well, look, we know where these things come from. These come from the nationalists, the populists inside the White House who say we got to do something to increase jobs, and the way we do that is a big make-work project. We got to increase spending on infrastructure. Look, I'm a little bit conflicted on this. My father-in-law has been the head of the Texas Highway Contractors Association for the last 50 years. My wife works for the highway contractors. They would love to have a gas tax increase. We haven't had one in Texas since 1992, but it is a very unpopular thing, and at the federal level, it's got zero chance of passing.
All right, Karl, you're really, really good at this stuff, and I must confess that I'm a little intimidated. But since you're here for the entire hour, I might come back at you. All right, Karl, thank you very much.